Good evening, everyone. I have a quick update video here. I want to go over two things. The first thing is just a point of order, point of business here. I mentioned before that we're going to be doing a 1,000 subs giveaway contest. There's going to be three prizes: a first, second, and third place prize. First place prize is going to be a holster and 2 single mag carriers. The second place prize is going to be a box of 25 rounds Hornady critical defense ammunition, if that's legal in your state, and that's up to you to know that, and let me know if you're the winner. And the third place prize is going to be a bottle of my favorite gun cleaner, lubricant rather, this stuff, which I love and I use on all my guns. So anyway, how do you win that giveaway? Like I mentioned before, it's going to be based on a video that you record, and it's going to be, the topic is what the Second Amendment means to you, not your interpretation of it necessarily being, oh yeah, the Second Amendment gives us the right to bear arms and protect ourselves from tyranny. It's kind of a short answer. I want to know what it means to you personally. What impact does it have on your life? What impact does it have on your community? How does it shape your view of the world? In depth. Like, I want to hear a personal response, not a generic response. Not, I don't want to hear your, elementary school book report on the Second Amendment. I want to hear about what personal significance it has to you. What does it mean to you beyond just the words? You know what I mean? I don't exactly know how I'm going to judge the winner at the moment. I think we could do a couple things, and just let me know what you think in the comments here. We could do it by number of likes. We could do it by number of votes in the comments, or if maybe I could do it subjectively, which one I like the most. So we'll see how that goes. And the second thing is, I want to share with you what we've been getting done around here, because I'm very pleased with it. Over the past week or so, we've been experiencing a serious, I think it's probably related to Christmas, but a big boom in orders, and it's been awesome. We're really busy, and my fantastic wife has jumped in to help out and pick up some of the slack in the workload, and we've developed a little working system here whereby I press them out, lay them out, cut, drill, and do the preliminary belt sand, and then she does all the finish work in terms of matching the edges perfectly and getting everything just really meticulous. She has this really fantastic level of patience and commitment and attention to detail to these things, and they are really phenomenal in the way they've been coming out. And I wanted to share a couple of those with you. And additionally, first, before I get into that, I want to share my appreciation for the amount of interest and enthusiasm that you guys have for what I'm doing here. The repeat customers are overwhelming in their support, and the enthusiasm from new customers is really exciting, and especially considering that this was never the plan to begin with, but here we are, and it's amazing. And I'm when a door opens in front of you, you walk through it, right? And you see where it takes you. So, at any rate, I try to keep that in mind throughout the whole process, knowing that it's you guys out there who have kind of changed my life, and it's my obligation as an enthusiast first to treat you guys the way I want to be treated, and to produce something for you that I would be excited to get myself. So, at any rate, here we are. If you're watching, Josh, and you recognize this setup, I'm sure you've already recognized it. It's for the Springfield XDM9 with the TLR3, and here's the holster that we did for it. There's the front. and the back, of course. I did it with some extra thick belt loops, and let me show you the kind of like phenomenal edge quality that Rebecca has taken upon herself to get out of these holsters. I mean, like, they match up just so well, and they're flawless. It's just like unbelievable. Unbelievable. Come on, focus. There we go. These things are just stunning. Now, some of you with a very precise eye might notice that the back of this, the back face of this, is thicker than the front face, which is because I've been getting a little more comfortable and proficient with working with the .06 thickness. And making a holster, I wouldn't make a full-size holster entirely out of the .06 thickness, because I don't think it has this sort of, it's not substantial enough. I just don't like how it feels when it's a full-size holster. However, once you get working with it, hang on a second, we have a little sip of water here. Once you get working with it, you find that it makes certain things easier. Once you get over the hurdle of heating it and not scorching it or melting it, it's quickly apparent that it's easier to cut, faster to sand, because it's not as thick. There's not as much matter there that you need to sand, and also you don't need to mess around with the retention quite so much. I mean, because it's so flexible, you don't have to adjust the tension on it. It comes out almost 100% perfect out of the mold. So I think that given the kind of definition that you get from it and the sort of flexible, springy, forgiving features it has for the retention, it's kind of, I like incorporating it these days into the front panel. One, so that you get a sharp, snazzy looking holster, and for a second, so that it keeps the retention consistent and easy. So I'm just gonna take this guy, pop it in. I like the way the front slide serrations are showing up through even both sides of this, and then of course we can pop it right out. There we go. So this one's for Josh. He ordered something before, a SIG 1911 holster. I think it was Oh So Tactical was the username, and my friend dropped this off. It's his dad's old carry piece. It's a Sterling, focus please, Sterling Mark II. It's a fun little double single 380, and it's one of these older pistols where you need to drop the mag to drop the slide. So we're going to put this guy back together here. And I did this, since it's small, I did this whole one out of 06 thickness. And here we go again with that crazy fit and finish that she's been hooking these up with. And this is essentially right out of the press. I mean, this is kind of, easy, good, solid retention. It's got a little pop, a little snap. Not bad at all. And this one is still in progress. It's for hung, and you can see it's got extra rivets. This one's going to have a molly panel attachment, so I try to keep the rivets straight and have more of them so I could have more leeway in matching it up to the pre-cut plate. And this is another one where I did 08 thickness on the back for stability and strength, and did a little 06 thickness on the front for elasticity and definition. And so this one I think has some pretty nice looking lines on it, and it's very snappy. Got good hand clearance. good retention. Check out these edges. I'm just so blown away by this. It's just totally immaculate. I can't say enough good things about it. I don't want to sound like, I mean, I don't feel like I'm bragging because I didn't do this part, so I feel like I can talk about it. You know, everything else I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, holsters, this, that, and the other thing. But when I see the commitment and just like single-minded, she really tackles these projects with impressive focus. I mean, I thought I was, you know, being a little obsessive about it, but I turn around and see her, you know, working on these, and I don't know, I just sort of set them up and let her go out. Then we've got all these little bins with the people's orders in them and the material, so I put the 2 halves in there and then, you know, get cranking on something else, and I'll turn around and they'll be just like totally freaking amazing. Anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked by that. Suffice it to say that I'm going to give her a lot of credit for making these look as sharp as they look. So, at any rate, this was what we did today. So I think we're, you know, with the addition of another person, we're getting to be able to produce these at a relatively even, consistent speed. So for everyone who's ordered a holster recently, you know, I can't make any promises, but it's looking like almost all of them are going to be ready for Christmas. So that's what we'd like to do. We want to make sure that everybody has a good holiday. And, you know, being an enthusiast and a gear junkie, I know how awesome it would be if, you know, I ordered something and it showed up in time. So I want to, you know, make sure that, you know, people are having the kind of experience that I'd like to have. So we're going to do our best. We're going to crank it out. If any of you guys have any spare or surplus midnight oil, if you could PM me, I'll give you my address, and you can send over a couple gallons. We're probably going to need it, but you know, hopefully we won't burn through all the rest of ours. But it's getting down to the bottom of the barrel. So at any rate, I'm looking forward to seeing those videos come from you guys, and I'm going to be putting together one of my own. It's going to be a revised 2-part how-to video on Kydex holsters. You know, just what got us started here. I think I'm going to replace the original DIY Kydex series with a new one. I'm going to do it in 2 parts. The first part is going to be essentially a run-through on how I currently deploy the equipment that I have and the knowledge and skills that I've sort of stumbled into doing this project to make a holster essentially like this one. You know, start to finish, with the belt sander and the scroll saw and the buffing wheel and the temp gun and, you know, the rivet press and this, that, and the other thing. And then the other one is going to be how to do this kind of project having little or no resources. Like, how do I do this without a belt sander? How do I do this without a scroll saw? You know, how do I do this without a buffing wheel? It's going to be the, you know, super low budget one. How can I make a sharp looking functional holster with absolutely bare bones minimal investment? Like, we're talking like less than $100 worth of equipment kind of investment. Like maybe even far less than that. I'll have to do like the actual tally, but it's going to be like super lo-fi Kydex holster film, instructional video. But so it'll have 2 parts. One, you know, one deluxe and the other one little blue ribbon special. So I need to get processing on that. Maybe I'll incorporate it into the making of something that's in production. So that should be coming out in time for 1,000 subscribers, and I want to see your videos. I'm really looking forward to it. And thanks again to everybody for supporting the project. and for watching the videos, and for your positive feedback, and especially for ordering holsters, because it allows me to do this full time and gain more knowledge and report it all back to you. So I appreciate that. I really do. And good luck on your projects.